What's up, millionaires in the making? Welcome back to another episode of the MITM podcast, where we unlock success daily by journeying through the 6 pillars. I am your host, Ty Aarons, the founder of the MITM Club. And today we're talking about how your financial identity shapes every outcome. With that being said, run my intro.
Caught up in them bright lights, lusting for shiny things that's golden. Everything ain't always what it seems, that it's soaking. Chasing my dreams, coming apart at my seams. Best believe that the money is the motive.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the MITM podcast. And your financial identity really is the foundation, the bedrock to everything that happens in your life. It shapes every outcome that you experience, right? Financial identity determines your default behavior before logic actually kicks in, right? Now, how you see yourself with money. Are you a spender? Are you broke? Are you bad with numbers? Are you an investor? This acts as an internal autopilot. Behavioral finance research shows people make money decisions consistent with their self-image, even when those decisions are objectively suboptimal. So if you identify as being bad with money, then you probably avoid budgeting and investing. If someone identifies as an investor, they naturally think long-term and tolerate short-term discomforts, right? This is crazy. Like, so many folks that I know are like, oh my God, I'm broke. I have no money. I've never had a lot of money. Or even the way they talk about doing certain things or having different experiences. They talk about it as if like they should stay poor forever and never be in a better financial position, right? This really leads you to being stuck in wherever you are, right? Like, people don't rise to financial knowledge. They fall to financial identity, right? Wherever you were, that's where you are. That's where you will be. All right. Now, identity influences your risk tolerance and opportunity selections. Now, there's many studies that show that risk perception is subjective and not rational. Okay, and identity heavily shapes that. What does that even mean? Risk perspective is subjective. If you are someone that is good with money, you're someone that knows how to make money, you're someone that knows how to be a good steward of finances, maybe you're okay with taking certain risks because you've already hedged that. You've already planned for that. You're already aware of what you should or shouldn't be doing. Like, if there were 2 people, the same income and the same numbers, everything is looking the same, they will make different decisions based on how they see themselves. For example, if one person's like, hey, I'm cautious, they like to avoid investing, they may favor cash, even though they ignore the risk that comes with inflation. Or maybe there's someone that says, nah, I'm a builder. I like to build. I make money work harder than I do, right? They accept calculated risks. They may prioritize having assets in their lives instead of just, well, this is all the money I have. I got to hold on to it. Those 2 people will have drastically different outcomes. The same inputs, same money, could be the same education, same upbringing, whatever. But because they have a different identity, they'll have radically different financial futures. Now, financial identity shapes consistency even more than discipline does. Now, research on habit formation shows that identity-aligned behavior requires less willpower. When financial actions conflict with identity, discipline collapses over time. All right? If you're like, I'm bad with money, you're probably going to be more like a free-spirited person. So budgets are not really a big thing for you. And then, you don't plan for where your money is going to go. Or maybe you're someone that's like, I'm really good with money. I know where every dollar goes. Budgeting may stick with you a lot easier. And the identity shift of saying, I'm the CEO of my money, will change your future drastically. Right? There's too many people that say, I'm just free-spirited, that I don't really care. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't need to know what I'm doing. There's too many people doing that. And this is the explanation of why so many people know what to do, but don't actually do it. They never take the right steps. Some of you guys that may have been watching my content for years now, you come to the webinars, you show up to the events, you've read the books, you've gone through the courses, but you never had an identity shift. So you're still in the same place. Psychology research shows people subconsciously self-correct back to what feels normal for their identity. This explains lifestyle creep, sudden spending after a raise, inconsistent saving despite higher income. Heck, I'm guilty of this. Because I grew up in a low-income household where we did not have money, we didn't have a lot of money, I get uncomfortable with large sums of money, or at least I have in the past. So in order to help myself with that, I have different saving strategies where I tuck money away a certain way, or I invest money a certain way. My main bank account, and this is something that I'm actively working through. Like, I'm working on changing my identity around this. I'm working on doing some auto suggestion around this. And I've been working on this for a few years. So I've got to a much, much, much better place. But let's say when I was younger, let's say even 2 years ago, if I see $3,000 in my bank account, I get uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Why? Well, for me, I'd rather see $10,000 in an investment account, but if it's in a checking account, I feel like I could just spend it. And it's weird. Like, I wish that I didn't have that, but that's a part of the identity that I developed growing up with no money. I've been used to seeing zero on my bank account for all these years. So I set up my stuff in a way where when a dollar goes in, it gets automatically put in investments and savings and whatever. So my main bank account just shows a lower number. It makes me work harder. It makes me grind more. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish I could shift my identity, or not even I wish. I'm in the process of shifting my identity so that if I see $10,000 in my bank account, I start to get antsy. I'm like, ugh, 10,000 is too little. When I see 50,000, 50,000 too little. If I see 100,000 in the account, I'm like, oof, man, we're pretty much broke. It's crazy. If someone's identity is anchored to a lower financial baseline, higher income creates internal tension, and then money leaks out. And I'm guilty of this. I'm not perfect, but I'm working on it. And I hope that you guys are also working on it to make changes within your lives, because I want you to be rich. You were born to be rich. It's your God-given right to be wealthy. It's your ethical duty to be wealthy. Now, changing financial outcomes requires identity level awareness first. Across financial coaching, across therapy, behavioral economics, a consistent conclusion emerges over and over and over and over again. You can't permanently change financial outcomes without changing the identity producing them. And this is why awareness is the first step. You got to know where you are. You got to know your awareness of your money stories. This is why in the MITM Club, when I walk you guys through the roadmap framework, when I walk you guys through the lessons of the roadmap, review, organize, align, define, decide, then massive action plan, as we go through that whole framework, when we're doing our review for your finances, we say, hey, what did your family do with money? How did they talk about money? What were your peak experiences and worst experiences? What are the hills and valleys financially for you? Because maybe you're in a valley right now, and if you don't even know what the potential peak looks like, maybe your financial peak is someone else's valley. Your awareness has to start first. Awareness of default reactions. How do you feel when you receive money? Are you able to receive it graciously? Or do you feel uncomfortable even asking people to say, hey, this is what I'm worth. This is what I expect to get paid. This is what I want. Are you uncomfortable about that? Awareness of emotional triggers tied to money. There's this one song I mentioned it before, but the song says, I just got paid and I got a little money to burn. I grew up hearing that song at all the family functions. What do you mean I just got paid? I got money to burn. There's an emotional trigger there automatically, not even trying, it's just there. If you have awareness of all these different aspects of your life, awareness of the identity that you have that's tied to your financial experiences, only then will any tool start to work for you. All the different budgets, the accounts, the investments, they'll start to actually stick. Because now you have awareness of who you are, of where you're starting at. Now, if you're going to do the internal work, if you're going to do a proper review, be aware that awareness reveals identity. Identity determines behavior. Behavior compounds into outcomes. And this is why awareness is the first financial skill. Heck, it's the first skill for all of your pillars, all 6 of your pillars in life. You got to get more aware, guys. And then this identity comes before the discipline. And when you have the financial identity, you start to shape every result in your life. Now, if you guys like this video, then you're probably gonna like another video. I don't know, it's somewhere here. It might pop up now, it might pop up in a second. But the next video is how identity comes before discipline. Now, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. Make sure that you smash that like button down below. Maybe share this with someone that you love. And don't forget to join the Money Mastery Dash. There's only a couple spots available. We're only doing it 3 times a year now. So join the Money Mastery Dash to master your cash fast and stop drifting through life, guys. That being said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Give them that creme de la creme whenever I spit that hot. Ain't no lose or draw, winner's the only option. Till I'm balling like Stockton, I'm locked in, researching the best stock tips.